أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي صدق الله العظيم. Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Shahzad Shaukat here from Pakistan. I'm here addressing today Assam Congress 2024, seeking a solution to the crisis in the Middle East, ODBIF and North Africa KABIF region. Build a better tomorrow. This is my subject today. We need to build a better tomorrow through our policies. I really appreciate on Assam Congress 2024 that Assam has been working towards unifying Muslim nations to ensure the prosperity and stability, believing this unity is crucial for global peace and justice. From 2017 to 2023, Assam's Africa Islamic Union Model International Congress established the necessary institutions and legislative framework for an Islamic Union. The upcoming Congress Series 2024 to 2027 will focus on addressing regional crises, starting from today, seeking a solution to the crisis in the Middle East and North Africa. For our purpose, we can see that Muslim empire, 2 billion people around the world, it's almost 24-25%. We are having 57 countries with 27% of world states and 30.9 million square kilometer with 20.6% of the whole land. So we are a strength. Muslim empire is a strength. After the collapse of Ottoman Empire, Muslims established small states and lost their unity, making them exposed to the global powers seeking to control the region. That is the crisis. We can see the crisis. What are the countries in ODBIF and North Africa? There are Muslim countries in GCC, and there are 6 countries in North Africa, including Bahrain, UAE, Palestine, Iraq, Qatar, Kuwait, Lebanon, Syria, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Jordan, Yemen. And in North Africa, we can say that is Egypt, Algeria, Chad, Morocco, Libya, and Tunisia. These are 18 countries, and we can see that what is happening in these countries, what are the crises in these countries. We need to see that. Islamic world is currently facing an undeclared World War III driven by proxy wars and economic warfare imposed by global powers like United States, European Union, England, France. And these interventions have destabilized countries, leading to immense suffering and destruction. This is what the problem is. And we can see this context, BBC and Al Jazeera, they reported that these conflicts are part of broader pattern of global attacks on the Islamic world. Despite their geopolitical value, Islamic countries have been destabilized by intervention from these Western states. This has led to immense suffering, displacements, and economic challenges. These are reports from BBC and Al Jazeera. We can see the next slide. Current status is 44,000 deaths, ongoing conflict between Palestine and Israel. And on the other side, between Lebanon and Israel, there are also 2,141 deaths. And there in Syria, there is material problems in all these conflict situations. So my question to audience over here is, what if Muslim Ummah was economically strong? Would there be current crisis? Most would answer no. We Muslim Ummah are not economically strong. This is the reason we are not actually reacting to the attacks. So we can see that this is an economic war. Can we win this economic war against powerful countries? Yes, we can win. However, this involves building economic strength to reduce dependency, and we need to ensure stability. So we need to win economic war to resolve these crises. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we need to see what went wrong. War against Allah and modern slavery. Muslim world is trapped in interest-based policies through hitman economists. My question is again, can we win this war? Can we win a war against Allah? If we see Turkey, 50% rate of interest. If we see Egypt, 28%, Lebanon, 22%, Pakistan was 26, 28, now it is 21, Iran, 20. So in every Muslim country, there is a central bank which is imposing interest-based policies to please the powerful countries. So we are actually, in fact, having a war against Allah. And currently, nowadays, under this situation, what if the currency is used as modern weapon? Yes, creating a demand for the currency to ensure economic and political benefits. Imposing loan on poor countries in foreign currency, it will create a demand for foreign currency. We can see that in 1820, USA was not among us the 5 larger economies. However, US has started creating demand of US currency on the world. So from 1820 to 1881, it's a journey where US was the top of the list in the world economy. The world GDP, the US GDP was the highest in the world on 1881. And that US remained the world top GDP since 1881 till 2013, 14 and 15, when China had technological development. It beats US. So US currency's demand was created around the world. This was the reason US currency and US state was having an economic win over the world. What are the economic benefits for having this currency as modern weapon? When there is a high demand for a currency, it can lead to several economic benefits: increased purchasing power, lower import cost, attracting investments. And number 3, economic benefit. A strong currency can also impact trade and resource acquisition. A strong currency can make exports more expensive and imports more cheaper, potentially leading to a trade deficit for poor countries. Countries with strong currencies can negotiate better terms for acquiring resources from the poor countries. Contrary to the above, if the strong currency is getting benefit at the same time, though low value currency is transferring benefits with loss for the less benefits for their economies. The adverse factors ensures collateral damage with adversaries. I'm trying to explain, ladies and gentlemen, that currency is a modern weapon. If US wants to have sanctions on the countries, they can impose the sanctions. They can manipulate economic policies to have control on other countries. Going to the next sheet. In fact, undeclared war, World War III, and currency is a modern weapon. In a symmetric and hypothetical World War III, currency has played a significant role. Economic warfare. Developed countries use their financial power to destabilize other countries for their own benefit. Resource control. Control over the resources of other countries through modern weapon, which is currency. So now I will try to explain in limited time. In GCC, ODBIF and KABIF countries, there are 3 categories of the countries. The first category that has pegged their interest with US dollar. For example, Bahrain, UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Jordan. They have pegged their currency with US dollar and they're getting benefit. If dollar is strong, they're getting benefit. If dollar is weaker in the world, they are not getting benefit. They're at the loser end. But on the other hand, because since last 140 years, US is number 2 after 2014, 15, 16. But since 1881, it was at top of the list, the highest GDP. So Bahrain, UAE, Qatar, these are oil producing countries, Saudi Arabia, Oman. So they have availed the benefits of US dominance. On the other side, this is the reason their currency is pegged with the US, so they're getting benefit. The other side, the moderate fluctuation, Palestine, Algeria, Chad, Morocco, and Tunisia, there's a moderate fluctuation because of their economy and their debts, but not much. On the other hand, significant fluctuations. We can see that in Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Libya, Egypt, Yemen, there are significant fluctuations in currency rate as compared to US dollar. If we can see, rate since last 10 years, during 2014, Syria, Lebanon, Egypt, Libya, top of the list. And what was the rate of Syrian pound? 161. It has been increased to 14,000. If I can go to my laptop, it is 13,001, and this is 77,957% increase in 10 years. Like Lebanon, it was 1,496 pound per dollar, but now it is around 90,000 per dollar in October 2024. Specifically, exactly 89,731. It is 5,898% increase. So likewise, Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, there is significant devaluation of currencies in these countries. So these countries has given their resources directly and indirectly to the other countries. If we go to the next slide, if we see the rest of the world Muslim countries like Turkey, Pakistan, Sudan, the situation is not different. For example, Sudan, its currency has been devalued from 5.7 to 601. Turkey, it has been from 2 lira per dollar to 34 lira per dollar. And Pakistan from 98 rupees to 277 rupees per dollar. Likewise, Iran and Indonesia. So we can see all over Muslim world, except those countries who has pegged their currency with dollar, there is significant devaluation in rest of the Muslim world. For example, I can give you example of Turkey, because Turkey is your country and our country will love them. What happened in Turkey? Go to Wikipedia, see what happened. In 1960, we could have taken 9 lira against $1. 1980, 80 lira against $1. And 2005, 1.35 million lira against $1. So that is the significant devaluation in Turkish currency. Why is like that? Turkey has to change the policy divided by 1 million. They had introduced new currency, TRY. So now we see that from 2014, $1 was equivalent to 2.2 new lira. And if we see the old lira, TL, it is 2.2 million. Today, 2024, with $1, we can take 34.15 Turkish new currency lira, which is TRY, and equivalent, if we compare it with the old lira, it is 34 million lira. So that is the cause of the inflation, because we are having a war with Allah. Percentage term, we can see that if there is huge devaluation, there is huge inflation. For example, in economic status of ODBIF countries, we can see Lebanon having 221% inflation. Like Syria and Yemen and Iraq, we can see that there are inflation, high inflation in those countries which has currency devaluation. Likewise, Egypt, in the next chart, Tunisia, we can see that Egypt is having high inflation rate. So we can see that economic status of these countries, we are losing through our currency. We are losing our resources through our currencies. So point over here is, what is the economic challenge? Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude the situation over here. Economic challenges in these regions driven by the dominance of the US dollar and the local currency devaluation underscore the need for economic reforms and cooperation. The proposed solution is to establish a common currency for the Muslim world to ensure economic stability and independence. That is the solution, and Muslim world should go like this BRICS nation. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, that nation, they had seen that dollar dominance is taking their value. So they had made BRICS nations. Now Turkey has joined them. Also other nations has joined for a new currency to reduce global reliance on the US dollar, to promote more multipolar world economy, to create a balance in the world economy. That is what the BRICS nation nowadays working. You can see that on this. Let me go through with a little elaboration on this. De-dollarization is their objective, because countries like Japan, US, and other nations like Canada, they're holding reserves in US dollar. So de-dollarization will create a balance in the world. BRICS payment system, they are bringing their own payment system, new reserve currency. They're trying to have BRICS as new reserve currency. They want to have expansion in their partnership by accepting other countries like Algeria, Cuba, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Malaysia, Nigeria, Thailand, Turkey, but Pakistan is not there. Blockchain technology they're also introducing, so that they can have a better transaction system and comfort level around the world in economy to create a balance. What Muslim nations should do? Now the final moments. Muslim nations should adopt balanced approach by having its own currency, and it should not promote de-dollarization. Why? Because we don't want to be, most of the Muslim nations has to pay dollar debt. So we are not promoting de-dollarization. So we are not promoting dollarization, and we are not going against BRICS. Muslims should adopt a hybrid approach for benefit of Muslim, with the focus on to settle debt and get rid of interest-based policies. This way, Muslim nations, Muslim countries should establish its own currency as a part of the broader mission to reshape and balance the global economic architecture and promote a more balanced international financial system, ensuring justice, peace, happiness, and prosperity for the whole world. Build a better tomorrow. New common currency for economic strength and stability of Muslim Ummah. We need to unify. Unified strength, secure value, secure future via common currency for modern economic stability. Ladies and gentlemen, you have seen the consequences of dollarization. We need to come up with practical actions. What we don't have is time. Since last 131 years, US dominance has created injustice in the world. BRICS is coming to beat them, but for their own benefit. We Muslims need to have our own currency. This is, as a financial economist, is my opinion that it will create balance between dollarization, BRICS, and Muslim Ummah. Thank you very much indeed for your presence. Thank you.